Next is types of network. Just we started this types of network. Different types of networks based on the geographical area or the size that network covers is classified into personal area network, local area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network. Let us see what are all these things. Here there are several different types of computer networks which can be characterized by their size. Size means the area that network can cover, as well as their purpose. For what purpose that network is created. Based on the size and purpose, network can be classified into different types. Okay, network can cover anything from a handful of devices within a single room to millions of devices spread across entire globe. That means a small network may be within your area, that means within 2 or 3 meters. For example, your mobile phone connecting with your computer or your laptop connecting with your desktop. That will be very near devices in a single table or in a single room. So that is a small network. Then it can be a bigger network as internet, that is connecting computers all over the world. Okay, now some of the different networks based on size are PAN, that is personal area network, LAN, local area network, MAN, metropolitan area network, then WAN, wide area network. So these are the main classification of network based on the size. PAN is the smallest network and WAN is the biggest network or the largest network. Okay, now we can see what is PAN. PAN stands for personal area network. As the name implies, it is for a single person. If a person is connecting his or her mobile devices, including computers. Okay, a personal area network or PAN is a computer network organized around an individual person within a single building. It will be in a single building, inside a house or inside a room. This could be inside a small office or a residence. That means it can be a small office room or a house. A typical PAN, personal area network, would include one or more computers, telephones, peripheral devices, video game consoles, and other personal entertainment devices. That means a typical PAN would include one or more computers. Minimum one computer will be the maximum 2 or 3 computers. According how many computers are in your home, you can connect. Then telephones will be connected. That is cell phones. Mobile phones will be connecting. You can share data with a computer or with the laptop using your mobile phones. Then peripheral devices. Peripheral devices means your printers, scanners, cameras, etc. will be connected to the network. Then video game consoles. Video game console means some controls that you are using to play video games. So many video games are available which you can connect to computer network. So that all the computers can share that game. And other personal entertainment devices. Any other personal entertainment devices like latest devices, Alexa or some devices that is in your house, you can connect to this personal area network. Then PAN can be wired or wireless. Personal area network can be wired, that means may be connected with cables, or without cables, that is wireless. The devices in wired PAN are connected with cables. The devices in wireless PAN are connected via Bluetooth or infrared rays. Wireless connection is mainly using Bluetooth or infrared rays. Okay, some Wi-Fi devices are also connecting to the network using Wi-Fi connections. Fidelity. Okay. Then a TV remote which is connected to TV via infrared rays is also a type of PAN. It means your remote of your TV. That is a infrared device. On the tip of the device, on the tip of the remote, you can see a LED like bulb like fittings at the tip of the remote. That is an infrared ray emitting device. So when you block that, you cannot change the channels on your TV. So it should be in direct line of sight. That is the problem with infrared rays. If you block the rays, that connection will be lost. Then PAN may include wireless computer keyboard and mouse. That means PAN can include wireless keyboard, Wi-Fi keyboard, or Bluetooth keyboard and Bluetooth mouse. So any Bluetooth device, enabled devices like headphones, printers, TV remote, cameras, all you can connect. But all the devices should have the same facility. If one device is not having Bluetooth facility, then you cannot connect a Bluetooth device to that device. Okay, all should have the same facility, and only you can connect. So that is personal area network, can be wired or wireless. The next is local area network. Local, as the name suggests, it is a locality, is a small region around 1 or 2 kilometers. That is the meaning of local. So local area network means the network that belonging to a locality around 1 or 2 kilometers. Okay, a local area network is a computer network that interconnects computers within a limited area such as home, school, computer laboratory or office building using network media. This LAN can be small as a network in the computer lab or in a laboratory or in the school, and it can be big as all the computers connected in a big university or big hospitals, for example medical college, like that. The smallest LAN may only use 2 computers. So for networking you need 2 devices, that means 2 computers, while larger LANs can accommodate thousands of computers. A bigger LAN, that means in any university, for example Calcutta University, thousands of computers are there in different sections. Similarly in medical college or big hospitals, you can see almost all sections will be having 1 or 2 computers. So all are connected together to form a local area network. And a LAN relies mostly on wired connections. Because LAN need high speed data transfer, it is always connected using cables or wires. So wireless has some problem. Data speed will be less when compared to wired connection. Okay. That is, a LAN relies mostly on wired connection for increased speed and security. Security is another reason. If you are using wireless connection, those who are expert in hacking the wireless connections can get into your computer network. That is a security issue. So if you are using cables, others cannot get into your computer network. Wireless is open. Even that wireless network is having security, that means password secured network. Some hackers will be able to overcome that security and will be able to get into your network. So that is problem with the wireless connection. Okay. But wireless connections can also be part of LAN. Along with the wired connection, you can also use wireless connection as part of the LAN. So high speed and relatively low cost are the defining characteristics of LAN. That is the main characteristic of LAN, that is high speed. Data is transferred from one computer to another computer very fast, and the cost is very less when compared to other networks. So that is a local area network. Okay, now so here you can see one picture. So LAN will be connecting using a switch or a hub or a router. This is the junction or the point where all the devices are connected. You can see one printer is connected, one computer is connected, one laptop is connected through a modem or a router, and another computer is directly connected to the hub. All these devices are connected using this switch. So this is an example for LAN, a small LAN.
any devices?
With the switch, we cannot hack any devices because this switch is limited to that building or that area where it is installed. So you will not have access. If you want to use the switch, you have to connect a cable in this port. So many ports you can see. One cable you have to connect. If it is a wireless device, then some may be able to hack it depending upon the security of that device. Okay, normally this is not having a wireless connection, so it is difficult to hack. So some if expert can hack any device, very expert can hack. So that is another case. Normally it is difficult to hack. Okay. Then next is metropolitan area network. So as the name implies, metropolitan is a network that belongs to a metropolitan area or a metropolitan city. It is metropolitan city, Chennai, Bangalore, Calcutta, Delhi. Now even Ernakulam is also considered as metropolitan. So metropolitan, there are some conditions. 10 lakh people should be residing in that city. Then many facilities should be there. So many conditions are there to call a city metropolitan. Anyway, it will be a big area. Okay, that so many networks connected in that big area or a metropolitan area is called a metropolitan area network or a MAN. Now see, a metropolitan area network is a large computer network which usually spans a city or large campus. That means that spread over a city, big city or a large campus. A MAN is larger than LAN, which is typically limited to single building or site. LAN is only belonging to a single building or a single site, but MAN is spreading all over the city. Then depending on the configuration, this type of network can cover an area from several miles to tens of miles. That means it can cover hundreds and hundreds of miles in a big city. Then telephone company networks that provide a high-speed DSL to customers and cable TV network are examples of MAN. Cable TV network that will be running almost all area of the city. That is an example for MAN. Then DSL, digital subscriber line. It is a high-speed connection provided by the telecommunication service provider. Here it is provided by BSNL and Asianet, like that telephone service providers. They will provide you high-speed connection. So that will include internet also. You can call and you can use internet. So that is another example of metropolitan area networks. So in this picture you can see here one central office is there. The central office is connecting to different sections of that office. One branch office, factory, then one warehouse. Warehouse means go down. And factory number 2, then another branch office 2, then warehouse 2, that is go down 2, then factory 1, another warehouse. This may be locating 2 or 3 kilometers away or 10 kilometers away from the office. And all this will be connected using a WAN. A MAN. All these are connected using MAN. So sometimes they may be using sharing public network, telephone network they may be sharing to connect all these devices. Some companies use their own networking, that means their own cable connections. Okay. Next is wide area network. So a wide area network is the biggest network or the largest network that runs all over the world. A wide area network or WAN occupies a very large area such as a country or all over a continent or all over world. A WAN can contain multiple smaller LANs such as LANs, MANs. That means a WAN can contain multiple smaller networks such as LANs, MANs. This is not a single big network. So many LANs are connected together to become a MAN, metropolitan area network. Similarly, so many metropolitan area networks in different areas will be connected together to form a bigger network, and that network we call it as WAN, wide area network. So there is no single owner for WAN, different networks belonging to different companies or organizations. So that is WAN. On the other side, LAN has an authority. LAN belongs to a company, then MAN also will be belonging to a company. But WAN is not belonging to any company, but it is belonging to several persons and several companies. Different MANs will be belonging to different companies. Then all these MANs connected together will become WAN. Okay, now let us see some advantages and disadvantages of networks. So before that, have you any doubt regarding MAN, LAN, PAN and WAN? Have you any doubt regarding PAN, LAN, WAN and MAN?
No, sir.
Okay. The next is advantages and disadvantages. So what are the advantages or the benefits of networking? So first one, expensive peripherals. That means expensive components like laser printers or some very costly devices that we are using in computer, such as laser printers and scanners, can be shared between many users. For example, in an office, 20 people are working, and all 20 people want to take color laser printout. So one way is to provide all these 20 people separate color laser printer. It will be very expensive. Big color laser printers will be 1 or 2 lakh of rupees, a good quality color laser printer for the office. So if 20 people are buying, it will be a huge amount. Instead, they can buy one laser printer and that can be connected to network, and all can give the printout on that printer. So that is one advantage, sharing of peripherals. Then another is workstations, that is other than server. In a network, one computer will be very powerful computer, all other computers will be a standard or low capacity computers. So that we call as workstations or terminals. Then workstations or terminals are usually cheaper to purchase than standalone PCs. That means if you purchase standalone PC, standalone means full capacity PC, a standard PC, it will be higher in rate when we compare the price of terminals or workstation, because terminal or workstation will be lacking or will not be having some parts that is commonly in a standard computer. So that price will be reduced when we are buying workstations. So that is another advantage. We can reduce the cost of computers. One powerful computer we can buy, and others we can buy workstations or terminals. Then next advantage is networks allow easy communication between users. That is a main advantage. Users can communicate with each other very easily, whether they are sitting nearby or sitting very far. So this can be done using email or instant messaging service and video conferencing. The different methods are there. You can use email or instant messaging or video conferencing, or so many chat services are there, part of the computer software. Any you can use. That is communication is made very easy. The next advantage, central installation of software allows sharing amongst different users. So actually when we are buying softwares, we have to pay money for that software. So if you are using 20 computers, that means you have to use 20 softwares in separate 20 computers. That will be having huge amount. For example, if one software is costing 25,000, then 20 computers will be around 5 lakh of rupees you have to spend. Instead of that, you can buy network facility software. That means softwares are having some softwares are having network facility. That means you can use it in a network. You need to install only in one computer. That means in central computer or the server. After that, that software will be available in all other network nodes or the workstation or the computers connected to that central computer or server. Okay, that is, you can reduce the cost by sharing the software. That is another advantage. So it also makes upgrading easy, reducing maintenance cost. That means if you are changing to a higher version, a latest software, it is easy because you need to change it only in the server. Okay, then all other computers connected to the server will be getting that new features. That is another advantage. The next one, it helps to send and receive information without using storage devices such as CD, DVD, flash, memory or memory cards. That means without any of the secondary storage devices, you can send data from one computer to another computer. Suppose you want to get some files from your friend. You have to go with a pen drive or a CD drive or a memory card, and you have to collect in that memory or storage device, and you can use it in your computer. But if your computer is connected to your friend's computer, he can send directly to your computer. So no need of these secondary storage devices or storage devices for sending and receiving information from different computers. So these are some advantages of networking. Now we can see what are the disadvantages or drawbacks or problems while we are networking our computers. First one, hardware and expertise required in setting up a network can be expensive. That means some hardware components or the people who is connecting these all computers are expensive. I mean, you have to pay money for that, extra money. Even though you are buying so many computers, if you want to connect all this, you have to buy extra hardware and you have to use some service of some expert person who is able to connect all these devices. That is some extra expenses needed. That is a disadvantage. The next one, the whole network may come to a standstill if there is a fault with the server or central computer. That is another problem. If the server is down or the main computer is down, nobody will be able to work in the network. For example, sometimes you may hear that Google server is down or WhatsApp is down. That means that server is not working that time, so nobody will get WhatsApp all over the world that time. Okay, normally these big companies will be having so many servers. If any problem is in one server, they will automatically switch it to the another server. So such issues will not be there. But it is very expensive. In a normal condition, it is very expensive. For they are big companies, they can do all that things. Google, WhatsApp, Facebook, all are having so many servers parallelly running. At the same time, all are running. If any server is having problem, automatically it will move to the other server. Any other technical problems are there, that time we will not be able to Facebook or WhatsApp like that, because all are connected to that server. That is the problem with the network. The next one, access to the networks need to be restricted to prevent unauthorized access to data. That means people connecting to the network should be controlled. You cannot give free access to people to your network, because anyone can take information from the network. So that is why when you are getting into network, they are asking password, username and password. Okay, now this Google Meet is now